Alright, so today we are making chicken pho. Usually we make it in a huge pot that's like, I don't know, this big, this wide. So, just a small batch today. And we're just doing all chicken. I've got a red onion. And we're going to char this yellow onion and the ginger. Then I've got a young chicken. You want the young chicken because you want the meat to be more on the chewier side when it's boiled and not like, you know, mushy. So, and then this is the regular chicken breast. I'm just soaking the cilantro and green onions because there's a lot of like, I don't know, grit and stuff in there. Throw the onion and the ginger right on there. Turn it on high and then it will start to char. You can do this in the air fryer or oven broiler, and once it gets charred you just want to rotate that so it gets, you know, an even char, and this brings out more of the flavor. You don't have to do this, but we like to do it. Okay, I know some people don't like to wash their chickens, but I do. Exfoliate the whole skin of the chicken and then give it a rinse really well and throw it into the pot. And same thing with the chicken breast. Okay, so throw the chicken in. I've got some of the char stuff from the ginger floating around. Okay, so throw your clean chicken in. Fill your pot with water to the top. I'm gonna wash this. So what you're going to do is you can either take a back of the knife. Okay, so what you can do is you just take the back of the knife. You can get some of the really dark carpets off. And that's it. You do the same thing with the onion. So slice up the ginger. And then here's the onion that's all cleaned. And then we're going to throw everything into the pot here. Just do it nice and gently. Oop. And then if you have like extra green onion stems, you can just throw that in the pot too. What we're doing is just making a really nice chicken stock. And then I have some fresh garlic cloves that we grew in the garden. Just those in too. Okay, so for the seasoning, we're going to need rock candy, rock sugar. I don't know why it's called candy. It's just cane sugar. I keep mine in a jar like this. I'm going to take and just throw it in. The star anise. I have a small bag here. I usually like to do 2-3 big handfuls of this, but I'm just going to use the whole bag. Instead of toasting spices, I like to use the tea bag. So 2 of these. They just look like this. And then when you're done with making the broth, you just fish it out. Do not leave them in there because they will get all gross and break into the pot, and you don't want that. This is mushroom seasoning. I do not use MSG in my cooking because I get really bad headaches and things from it. But this is the brand that I like to use. It's called Imperial Taste. And this is what it looks like. And this is about 2 tablespoons into the pot. Then we've got sea salt, about 2 tablespoons as well. I've got fish sauce. You guys see all this foamy stuff? Get one of these strainer things. And what we're gonna do is clean up the broth. Then as the chicken boils, it's just gonna keep floating on top, and we're just going to remove it carefully so you don't take any of the spices out like that. So you want to check on your chicken. Like the chicken breast, you can pull those out. Chicken breast, you don't want to overcook it. See how juicy it is? So you want to pull it out so they don't overcook. And then I have the whole chicken in here still simmering. And then we're gonna pull that out maybe in 15 minutes. So this is the young chicken, and once it floats to the top, it's basically done. That's how I know anyway. So I'm just going to take it out so it can cool. Oh gosh. Gotta be careful because there's broth in the crevices and stuff. Okay, so now I'm working on the garnishes. This is green onions already sliced. I like to keep a few of these stems whole to throw into the broth and eat them that way. Cilantro, and then I'm going to do the red onion. So with the onions, try to slice them like thin because I think they taste better when they're thin. So I'm going to shred this chicken and then put the bones back into the broth. Gotta make sure you get all this gunk out of the broth so it's nice and clear and clean. Yeah. And then you want to taste the broth and adjust the seasoning. So if it's too sweet, add more water, add more fish sauce, salt. If it's not sweet enough, just add more sugar. Okay, so here I have some garnishes. This is Vietnamese coriander. It's known as sawtooth herb because of the little pointy things, or culantro. Then I have basil over here. This is the noodles I'm using today. You can use any fun noodles. You can use thick, thin. These are thin. Then I've got bean sprouts that I'm going to wash. My chicken thighs with lime leaves, so I'm going to wash and slice up some lime leaves. My kids like meatballs. It's not usually in chicken pho, but I'm just going to add them too. So if you want to cook up the noodles in a separate pot, bring some water to a boil. Then this is the noodle strainer. You put your noodles in for maybe 30 seconds and then you're ready to plate. So there's a layer of fat on here. It's like chicken fat from the skin, and then you can skim off the fat. You can set it to the side. Some people like to add the fat into their bowl because it gives it like a richness to it. Then we're gonna remove the tea packets. And then you can take the stars out too, so the broth doesn't turn like a dark brown color, or you can leave it in, whatever you like. But I like to keep it in for a day, and then I just take everything out the next day.
Bean sprouts, chili pepper, lime. This is culantro and basil. I like a lot of lime. You can use lemon too. Hoisin sauce, sriracha, cheese, chili garlic paste. Flaking. Spoon, chili oil, and then of course my chili peppers will be on the side. Give this a good mix. Gotta carefully mix this up because one splash in the eyeball, game over.